Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, going to hear a story titled, Husband Left Me for His Girlfriend. And guys, this story is about a woman. She is 37. She and her husband have been married for 14 years. 14 years, that's a long time. They have a kid together. And out of nowhere, she brought up the idea of, wait for it, open marriage. To be a polyamorous marriage or relationship, to be specific. And of course, the husband, you can tell, didn't go along with this right away, but eventually he did. And then she's off to the races, dating Chad and Tyrone, no surprise there. But eventually, husband, he then jumps into it too, for one woman. Just one. Not lots, just one. And guess what? Now he's leaving the wife for her. And this woman is having the biggest colossal meltdown in history over this whole thing, that woe is me, how could he do this to me, blah, 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 when she's the one, after 14 years of marriage, is the one that changed the whole relationship by bringing this up. And to no surprise, I might add this, there's two stories here. Then the comment section, because everybody is supporting her. All these poly wackos, they're making the husband out to be the bad guy, that he's been a cheater all along, and he was planning this, and if he was a good husband, he'd stick with you even though you're effing other dudes. It's crazy. But this is the world we live in. No accountability, woe is me, it's ridiculous. So again, guys, your girl brings this up about the open relationship, open marriage, poly this, whatever new term comes along for the same thing, end it, end of story. So it says here, hello, poly people of Reddit. I need a space to share my feelings and to have some thoughts and insights from people outside of my social bubble. You mean the rest of your crazy clan here? Some advice, some empathy, some kind words. The title says it all. Husband left me for his girlfriend, such a cliche. Already, the husband's the villain. We were together for 14 plus years. We are 37, have a kid starting school soon. To say that I feel devastated and feel betrayed is an understatement. In the last 3 weeks, I barely had sleep or something to eat. The physical pain of the separation is insane. I barely recognize myself. Wow, she's going through some hardships. Well, gee whiz, who's the one that brought all this on to begin with? Well, we will see. When we opened up our relationship 2 years ago, it was from a place of rock-solid foundation. Rock solid, huh? It says in parentheses, I was the one suggesting it. Well, clearly your marriage wasn't so rock solid. After 14 years of marriage and having a child together, you now tell your husband that he's not enough, that your wedding vows don't mean crap, and you want to go out and have permission to go F other dudes. Doesn't sound too rock solid to me. And he's the bad guy for eventually leaving you for one woman who wants to have a monogamous relationship. You try to change the nature of your relationship. As many couples, we started from a place of curiosity, learning, reading along the way, but definitely a more hands-on approach. Well, you were having a hands-on approach, growing out of a social norms and beliefs. At the same time, as a family, certain hierarchical topics were always present. Going on vacations, because limited time and money, shared finances, living together, and of course, the amount of time spent with other partners due to child care and family life. You are a mother. You have a child. You're now going to spend less and less time with your child so you can get a lot of attention from guys and get plowed by guys. What kind of mother are you? You're a selfish jackass. You married your husband. You made vows to be a monogamous relationship, forsaking all others, those types of vows, have a child together, and now you're bored, probably you read some articles or something like that, decide to say, since I like other people, I'm poly, yay, and therefore I have an excuse. No, you have a kid together. How's that kid going to benefit when you're gone all the time? Or in that situation, if your husband was gone all the time? If you wanted other partners, you should just divorced. And then you can go hook up all you want. I very much enjoyed dating, had amazing dating partners, that's plural, and met great people through the dating sites who actually turned to kind of a friends without any intimacy. So in other words, she was bored. She was bored with the same husband, the same life, so she wanted to have her cake and eat it too. That's what's going on here. And I don't believe for a second she already have guys all ready to go when she brought this up. And I love that about openly being poly. My husband wasn't reluctant, but said that he wouldn't jump into the dating pool. Oh, how about that? Husband wasn't reluctant. Remember, this is all coming from her perspective here. But just one day after we discussed opening up, he came home from a work event and was super excited because he kissed a colleague. Privately, let's call her Anna. He says Anna did not know we were opened up, so he kissed a married man. She kissed a married man. So here's what I think. By the way, you're going to see through the story, a lot of people are going to speculate the husband was cheating on her all the time. That's why he agreed to this. Or he kissed that coworker that, after one day, she says. Remember, this is from her perspective. Is it possible the husband has been loyal to her all these years, but obviously was attracted to that gal in the workplace? And once the wife brought this up, he's like, okay, that's it. It's over. I'm now going to pursue this chick. Who knows? He started dating Anna exclusively. That bastard. Dating one woman exclusively while she's out getting plied by multiple dudes. It says here, we both were really excited and, poly life was great. I was so happy for him. The fact that she doesn't care that he's with another woman, that says everything about her love for him. Come on. We enjoyed watching the other glowing before and after dates. We enjoyed great intimacy and just felt so connected to each other. Of course, jealousy was on the table, but I felt like that we healthily worked through it. I met my boyfriend 1 year ago. I met his girlfriend for dinner. They took our son together for a small day trip. You hear that now? Now her partners and lovers are getting involved with taking the kid out and stuff like that. That is fucked up. You know how much that's going to screw up a kid? But this is the era we're in right now. It's like called Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. These people are so fucking selfish and don't think beyond anybody else but them, what they want. Her urges, what she wants. And by the way, these stories never end well. But in general, I realized that things between my husband and Anna moved pretty quickly. Just after 8 weeks of dating, she gave him the key to her apartment. He visited her abroad. We live in Europe. And when she was working across the border, I felt that a lot of things were ours were just transferred to a new relationship. You're the one that brought this whole thing up. You're the one that told him, you're not good enough for me after all these years. I want other people. And so, obviously, he wanted a monogamous relationship. His actions are showing that. And he's replacing you. Oh, what a bastard. Meanwhile, you don't want a serious relationship. You just want lots and lots and lots of dudes. Or maybe the occasional girl, too. I tried to let it go, understanding, but ultimately said that when certain pillars are breaking away from your mono relationship, you need to build new rituals and pillars to help you feel secure. That I need more reassurance from him that us will still be us. I always consider myself to be super secure in relationships, but his new behavior really brought anxiety out of me. Oh, poor you. The whole thing is a big giant pity party. You can hear the little violins going off. You're the one that changed the terms of the relationship, if you will. Okay? You brought this on yourself. You're being replaced. He said that he sees it from a perspective of abundance and that there is nothing for me to worry about. Yeah, he's just biding his time. That's what he's doing. Instead of going through a messy divorce and stuff like that, he's locking down his next chick. She's doing what she's doing. He's doing what he's doing. He should have just divorced her, let's be perfectly honest here. But, you know what? She brought this on herself. But he didn't take my concerns seriously, and I didn't feel heard. In the end, I felt like he wasn't investing in our relationship anymore. How could he have time to invest in your relationship when you're always off with some new dude all the time? As you mentioned, multiple dates, and all those types of things. How does he have time for that? I felt like he was building a whole new life with her and just doing things that clearly were ours. Watching a Christmas movie with her, which was our tradition, going on an overseas trip with her, having more SCX with her, and almost none with me. Leaving to stay with her even when we haven't seen each other for a few days because of work trips. Now, this guy's also a jackass because who's spending time with the kid? She's off with her lovers. He's off with his girlfriend. He should have ended with her right away. That's the only criticism I have of the guy, that he should just divorced her when she brought this whole thing up. I feel bad for that kid. It's ridiculous. He said that I didn't listen to him when he tried to reassure me. But he wasn't actually doing something. And looking back, I recognize that I could have done better. You could have done a whole lot of things better. Instead of going to this poly route, try to actually make it work with your husband. And if you weren't that happy, then you amicably end the marriage. But in the end, I felt that he was mentally, emotionally more with her than with me, because while it is crucial to be able to be secure within yourself, you can't be secure within yourself and be insecure in your relationship due to your partner's behavior. This chick is in La La Land here. After 2 weeks of arguing really badly, he admitted that he was in love with her. Well, no shit. Obviously, his actions say that. That night, he left me crying and went to her place where he told her that we broke up and he loves her. So I was kind of the last one to know that we broke up. The next day, he gave me the wedding ring back. He also told me that while he never cheated and never would have, he had a crush on her before he opened up the marriage. Guess what? Lots of married guys find other women attractive. Whether it's coworkers, and I don't advise that, but regardless, coworkers, or a gal you always see when you get your morning cup of joe at Dunkin' or Starbucks, wherever you go, or you get the point, or a gal you see at the bank when you go, she works at the bank teller or the bank manager. Yeah, you're attracted to them. Doesn't mean you're going to act on it. So when she brought this up, he's like, bingo, it's over. Now I'm free to go get together with Gina or Lisa or whoever. That's what he did. Poor her. She is 6 years younger than me. Uh-oh, now we know the real reason she's pissed. She looks good, is smart, and funny. Completely different than I am. So you're saying you're old, stupid, and no sense of humor, and you don't look good. Is that what you're saying? She has no kids, but also not poly. Gee, there's a clue. Maybe he doesn't want to be involved with someone who, after 14 years of being together and married, having a kid, says, I want to go hook up with other dudes. You think for a second, lady, that didn't break his heart? That wasn't what he signed up for? But she obviously felt so secure in their marriage, she could pull this crap thinking he's not going anywhere. Yeah, he just told her what she wanted to hear while he was planning his next adventure. She never hid that fact from him, and she wanted more, and he was happy to give it to her. He admitted that to me. When I asked why he didn't put any boundaries and or took it slower, he said he was scared she would leave him. Yeah, sure. And he was now more scared losing her than losing me, his wife, lover, and mother of his child. You weren't scared of losing your husband when you the husband, lover, and mother, and father of your child when you brought this whole thing up. He doesn't want to try to save the marriage like I do. He's talking about separation, divorce, and that we will be great co-parents. And I see the love of my life walking away, ripping my heart out, myself into pieces. How about the fact that you probably ripped his heart out by bringing this whole thing up? How about the fact that his heart was probably ripped out and stomped on when he knows you're out effing other dudes? I'm sure he put on the big show to make it seem like it was okay while he was preparing to get rid of you. But yeah, save the marriage. There's nothing to save at this point. You could have tried saving the marriage when you obviously were having all these urges and wanted to hook up with other guys. But you probably started reading all these articles and stories about open relationships, poly relationships, and figure, I can keep him around and go have my fun. That's what selfish people do. You ruin the marriage. I feel so betrayed. I feel like you betrayed our values. You betrayed the values, honey. Like he used poly to build a relationship with her. We always said that before we would separate, we would always go to therapy. Now he just says that there is no point because he simply does not love me, and what can he do about it? Yeah, he probably fell out of love with you the second you brought up the idea of hooking up with other guys. Tough shit. His feelings are just gone. He's almost relieved, although we went to a romantic trip just 4 weeks ago. He gave me a beautiful gift just 6 weeks ago. And now he says he just does not see a future with me. I'm crying every single day. Thanks for reading. Yeah, he was saying what he had to say to string you along until he was ready. But you know what? And again, I absolutely believe that he should have ended it with her right then and there. Second she brought that up, we're done. Go have your fun with lots of dudes, we're done. And she probably would have been like, no, and cried and all that. But he chose a different path. But you know what? Tough shit. That's what she gets. All this guy wanted was one woman. And again, I'm going to go back to the kid. What kind of selfish mother does this to her kid? She's now gone a lot of the time. She said some of her lovers are hanging out with a kid. You know, screwed up that's going to be for the kid. Now, some people in that poly community lifestyle are like, that's good for the kid. There's more people to care about the kid, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. It's going to screw the kid up. I've done stories about people that grew up with parents that were like this and how much it messed them up. So it doesn't work out. So, too bad, woe is her, but there's an example about the lack of accountability, and woe is me, it's ridiculous. Now, we're going to continue on to the second part of the story with the comments. The whole comment section is full of people agreeing with her and making the husband out to be the bad guy, looking for any excuse to trash him. These are all poly people. One guy says, this is from a woman, she says, "I'm so sorry. Please know that you are not alone in this experience, though mine was different. My husband up and left one day, and I was an absolute mess." Oh, in other words, that when she brought this up, he was done. "I survived, and you will too. You are grieving, and it will take time. Please be easy on yourself and let him go. In the future, I think you'll find that he is not that great after all." So the husband is not that great after all because he didn't want to go along with this lifestyle, that he found somebody else. And the woman writing this, your ex is terrible too because he left you. Anyone who can do something like this to you is not that great. It helped me a lot to write down a list of the things I didn't like about my husband, and I looked at it whenever I felt I missed him or was really upset. It helped me refrain from the loss and what I really needed going forward. Hugs. So in other words, you're going to convince yourself that your husband was such a bad guy so you can feel better about your choices, because otherwise you have to actually accept the fact and take accountability that you screwed up. These are the type of people that are out there, guys. Another one. "I'm so sorry. Your husband used Polly's way to safely cheat on you and make his exit, right into the arms of a new lover. He abandoned you long before you started Polly. Take care of yourself, reach out to your friends, use your support system. This is awful and hard, and you don't deserve this." How is he cheating on her when they opened up their relationship to hook up with other people? I think their justification is, instead of just having sexual fun, it was actually building a relationship, therefore he's cheating. Well, he should have ended it, of course, but regardless, tough shit for her. They were both were cheating. What do you think she was doing? She was hooking up with multiple dupes. Cheating. Another one. "Sorry to say this, but it doesn't seem that you had a strong foundation. If you did, it would never happen. He basically cheated on you." Here we go. The husband's a bad guy. "He used being open to walk away from you. Based on what you wrote, I wouldn't be astonished if it was his plan from the beginning. You are still young." She's 37. She's not young. "He did you a favor. Imagine going through your 50s, you'll find someone who values and respects you." Well, this woman will probably, if she's remotely attractive, will find guys that want to pork her, but in terms of a serious relationship, the type of guys that probably want to are ones that are much older than her, or guys that probably don't meet her criteria, you know. Another one. "I feel like this is just a case of shit happens. He met someone he fell in love with. He wants to be monogamous with that person. It hurts, it sucks, but it's the reality of the possibilities when opening up the marriage." There you go. Seems like a lot of these commenters are by either jaded people or people disillusioning themselves with rose-colored glasses. Thank you. Someone in there that kind of, lays out reality. "Sometimes partners choose someone else in every relationship dynamic. It's incredibly painful and incredibly unfortunate, but not something he baited you into or plotted on, as some of the comments here are suggesting. Either way, I wish you nothing but recovery and a new life." So this person's being realistic here. Now, the wife responds to this, and I want you to pay attention to what she says. She says, "You are right. Sometimes people do fall in love with other people. And by opening up our marriage, you, of course, are triggering that kind of situation." Duh. Exactly. "What I'm very shocked to see is how easily someone can throw away 13 amazing years and a potential lifetime with someone else." She's really saying that. How could someone throw away 13 amazing years? Lady, you threw away your 13 so-called amazing years by bringing this up. And don't tell me that you just decided that when you were, on the toilet in the morning. You've been playing this for a long time, probably reading articles and stories, and figured your husband isn't going anywhere. That's why you did it. If you knew your husband was going to dump you, you never would have brought this thing up. This is on you. "Just a week before breaking up, he assured me that we still were it for the rest of our lives." Yeah, he should have ended it with her, but he was biding his time. He was preparing. "But I think that Anna started pushing for more, and he was scared to lose her. He saw her dating profile in an app, and although he knew she was on it, he admitted that he felt jealousy. Something he never felt with me, so he said. So I think falling in love with someone is one thing. Not working for on a long-term commitment is something else." Yeah, boo-hoo. So these people, everything else, the problems are always somebody else's fault. They never did anything wrong. Woe is me. You heard the whole fucking thing. So guys, again, these things don't work out. And I think she got what she deserved. Everybody in the whole comment section, overwhelmingly, is people supporting her, and the husband's the bad guy. Shocker. Right? He's a cheater. He planned this all along. He's probably been cheating your whole marriage. I really don't think so. I think the chick that he got with is just a girl he was attracted to, never acted on, probably had good chemistry. And then when she brought this up, okay, our marriage is over. I'm going to go for this gal who I like, one girl. It's not like he was out plowing lots of chicks, but she was with lots of dudes. So it's a big giant mess. Don't get started in this whole thing. But people are stupid, people are sheep, and as long as this is so-called popular, you're going to get more articles like this popping up. I don't feel bad for her. She got what she deserved. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.